What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Unprofessional. This is Dr. Trevor speaking to you. Hope you're having a good week, and I hope the world is not bringing you down. And if it is, I hope you're learning a good lesson from it. And I hope everything is going well otherwise. And that is all. In this episode, we celebrate Dr. Ken officially matching at a residency. Wow. Exciting. We talk medical school interviews and red flags and interviews in general. I learned how expensive Plan B pills are. We discuss whether the average person should carry Narcan at all times for heroin addicts. And finally, we talk the match algorithm, the soap, and whether St. George's University is a giant corrupt corporation or it's just, a thing. And we discuss Caribbean medical schools and whether they actually care about your hopes and dreams and your well-being, or they care about their match stats algorithms. You can take a wild guess there, and the answer may shock you, or maybe not. Anyway, take care, guys. Enjoy the episode. If you've gotten any critiques for us, hit us up at thatisunprofessional@gmail.com. Thatisunprofessional@gmail.com. Or if you have any headlines or current events or questions for us, we will answer them on the podcast. Enjoy the pod. This is
fancy.
It's always this fancy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unprofessional. We are two anonymous doctors. We talk about current events in health and medicine. I'm Dr. Trevor, and this is
Dr. Ken.
Who are you again?
And we're
Dr. Ken.
We're very, very close to being doctors now.
We are extremely close to being doctors.
2
In
weeks.
fact, dun 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 dun. What are you now? You're a doctor, right? Aren't you MD?
No, not yet. I just filled out my graduation
You just figured out
application.
that you matched, though, which that's amazing.
Thank you.
There you go. How about that?
The fans, man, they just can't get enough.
Yeah, they're just really proud of you. How do you feel, bro?
Man,
You've worked your whole life for this moment. Everything has led up to this.
It was a harrowing experience, let me tell you. Like it was on Monday, match day at 9 a.m. Saturday, I got no sleep. Sunday, I took 2 benzos, and I still couldn't sleep. I woke up at 6 a.m. and the time was going by so slow. So I was just watching TV, right? And couldn't focus on anything.
That's so crazy. That doesn't happen to me.
It was so stressful. And then the last half an hour, I was just sitting on the couch, just going on my computer. I didn't know what to do. I was probably staring at the Google homepage for 25 minutes. And those last 5 minutes, I was on Hotmail, just sitting and waiting for the email to come to see if I'd match or not. And I got it. And I was so excited that I literally went to the bathroom and I started retching. I was about to throw up.
Are you shitting me? No way.
No, dude. I had to run, dude.
Bro.
It was insane.
You started retching after you got the good news?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It was so weird, man. I would never get overwhelmed with emotions, but I was confused as to if I wanted to laugh or cry or what.
Wow.
But I just started gagging and I ran to the bathroom.
That's an interesting response.
And then the text started coming in, and it seemed like everyone was successful in the match that are friends with me. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm the good luck charm, bro. If you're friends with me, you're matching automatically.
I think that they just
really
got it done on their own accord, but I guess we'll figure it out.
Possibly.
That's crazy, bro. So I mean, the journey is about the same for Canadians and Americans, right? I mean, we both do high school, college. Well, I guess you guys call it uni.
Yeah, exactly. University.
And then we hit medical school, and then now we're here. But I mean, it's a fucking it's a lot, man. It's a big journey.
I can't wait until tomorrow, where I find out where I'm actually going to be next year and where I'm going. Like I wonder if like the interview makes a difference because like everyone says the interview is just to see if you're normal. Like even the interviewer said this, and your scores are like would dictate where you're going. But I want to see if I match somewhere where I made a good connection because like probably 70% of the programs I made a good connection with the interviewer, and then probably 30% that like they seemed like they were unprepared or like they were distracted and they weren't able to like have a good conversation. So I want to see what happened with all of that.
I haven't experienced the interviews yet, and so I don't totally know. But I would guess that it's like both a rule in and rule out type scenario. Like the bottom, whatever 30% of interviews, it's like, yo, this guy's just too weird or whatever. He just doesn't fit our program. We're not ranking him. And then there's like the middle portion, which is like what the person was talking about, like the normal people. But then I bet there's like a top, like 10% or something where it's like, yo, this dude or girl was fucking sick. Like, it would be a privilege to have this person on, even though their score was like, below average for our shit.
I think most of the thing, honestly, is like how you interact with patients. Depending on what you're doing, obviously, if you're radiology, then they're like, well, we don't want someone too outgoing. We just want someone who's going to be happy.
We want someone who could sit in a chair for 12 hours. Like, that's what we want.
Just look at pictures.
And look at pictures.
But I think if you're like really good at like speaking to like the attendings and they see that you'll be good at talking to patients and your communication skills are good, I think that'll like, bring you up in some specialties. Yeah,
most definitely. And I think it's, for some better than others. Like, I mean, we were joking, but radiology, like, you really don't, I feel like you don't need to be that, sweet. You don't need to be that cool. But like ED, and I, no others are coming to mind right away, but like, you have to have a pretty good personality or like, I don't know, a certain personality that fits that aspect. Like, if you come in and you just, you're like some kind of sloth, like, even though you're super smart, like they just they're not gonna want you.
I don't think like honestly being like good with patients really matters much in the ED because they don't give a fuck. They're not gonna remember you. You see them for 10 seconds.
To some extent.
Yeah, obviously, like it's not 100%. But like in the ED, no one gave a fuck who I was. I talked to them, they just forgot about me. You're either gonna go home or you're gonna go up to like the hospital and like spend your days there. But it doesn't play too much. I think it's more like how you get along with the team because it's a very more collegial atmosphere, I think, in ED. Yeah. It's more like a sports team, kind of like, it gives me the vibe.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's more of, it's us trying to get this shit done rather than, it's me and this patient. It's more of like, we're a team aspect working on outside things rather than me and the patient, like, continuing their care. You know what I mean? Because it's not that at all.
And in internal medicine, you don't really have that because you're so scattered everywhere. I don't really see that team like atmosphere that happens.
Right. And that's what I'm stoked about in the ED is like, I can't wait for that team atmosphere again. Cause I remember playing football.
You were saying
and stuff.
that the other day.
I still have fucking dreams of just like being there with the boys, just fucking doing our thing. And just like fighting, just fighting the good fight, even though it's so sad. Like you said, like what the fuck is high school football? You know what I mean? It means nothing in the grand scheme, but it just means so much. So
you were saying that, right? Like when you were at the first day or whatever of your like rotation and like everyone's in the room just shooting the shit.
Yeah, and I just was eating it up. Oh, and I didn't know what half the things they were saying because like some of it was inside jokes. The other parts were just like beyond my understanding of medicine or specific things to the ED. But they're just fucking around, dude. They were just joking, shooting the shit. Also, like throwing serious things in there, and I'm like, "Damn, why can't we do that on the podcast? Our podcast is shitty compared to this." No,
get those guys on.
Yeah, they should have one, and we should quit forever. No, it was sick though, and I'm like, "Damn, I'm just excited for that kind of atmosphere," and it convinced me that like I just want a good fucking team around me, other good residents, and I'm chilling. Like it could be the worst situation in the world, but I'd be stoked to be there. I'm reading a book right now where it's like these guys, they know that they're like men at a certain point. This is in Britain, and like the Vikings invaded. They like knew they were men once you fought in the shield wall. Once you're like shield to shield and you're trying to stab motherfuckers, like, and it's like the most intense situation in your life. And I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I'm like ready for that moment, even though it's kind of brutal. But yeah,
that's like the 300.
Right, and like there isn't that kind of a thing for like young men anymore, where it's like there's a moment where you go from like a boy to a man, or I don't know, from someone who's just amongst the community to someone who's important in it, you know. And it's too bad that that's not really a thing anymore. But this is mine. I feel like
you don't really see that in like too many other places, right? Like besides sports and like a certain few jobs like EM, even like all of medicine, you don't see that. I think EM is like an outlier, but it's so weird that you don't see it more.
Yeah, 100%. All right, that was a fucking great intro, if I do say so myself. let's hit the music and we'll dance a little.
The geniuses will see us now.
I'm a pro.
He's very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional.
These are our newly arrived surgeons, Doctors Trevor and Greenbaum.
Doctor?
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 We're not doctors.
Are you sure they can handle this?
Oh, we can handle it. We're professionals.
You'll forgive us if ever I instill your confidence.
Potentially
unprofessional pieces of content.
Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike, come on the show. God damn it, Dr. Mike, you better come on the show one day. That's our goal.
Mike.
We're gonna make a goal. Yeah, okay, that's our official goal from this point on. We're gonna get motherfucking Dr. Mike on this show, no matter what it takes.
Maybe when we're like full on doctors, he'll be like, all right, now I'll come. Like, he just doesn't want to associate with med students.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't even bother responding to our shit. Like, it's not like, hey, I respectfully decline. It's like, you're not even worth my fucking time to respond and say, fuck off. Yeah, well, honestly, he might not have, because why would he? He's got 10 billion. He's busy talking to the Surgeon General, all right? But no, we're going to get him on. Do you think he makes
more money in like his videos or as a doctor?
Oh, dude, no question in his videos. No question.
Easily.
No
100%.
question. It's not even close. Yeah. I mean, I bet just from YouTube ad revenue, he's getting more than what he makes as a physician. So then add, his sponsorship deals, his fucking whatever else he agrees to. I'm like, dude, it's over with.
As a family med physician, especially, what does he make? Like 200,000 or something?
Oh, dude, yeah, definitely around that.
He can easily surpass that.
Oh, 100%. With that said, let's say I bet he could like move around his family practice like to get just like high paying patients though. You know what I mean? He could make his own practice, and since he's so notable, that he could probably get like really high paid people. So
probably gets like hot rich people coming in and like just because they want to see Dr. Mike.
Yeah, why do they have to be sexy?
Because he's hot. His clientele would be like, oh, he's a hot guy, let me go to him.
What would he name his practice?
Fuck, man, that's hard to do.
Hot rich people only.
It'd be hard to say.
He's in Manhattan. He names his practice 9s and above.
He's in Manhattan, so it's already rich people. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
He takes his dogs for walks there. He made a video about
only rich people.
Yeah.
Fuck them poor people.
The 3 comma club.
3 comma.
How many commas are in $1 billion, bro?
That's 4, isn't it? I retarded.
3 commas.
Oh yeah, it is 3.
Only billionaires allowed. 3 comma club.
Yo, speaking of fucking money, I spent so much money on one object the other day, and I think I probably paid a 10,000% markup on this fucking thing.
What could it be?
It's a fucking Plan B pill, dude. Oh my god! If you have to buy it same day, like you can't. If you order it from Amazon, they're cheap as shit, and it's whatever, some type of like progesterone, and it's like $8, and it's same day shipping. But if you fuck her on a Friday, and it like whatever Amazon can't get to you in that time, you gotta go out and buy it if you want that peace of mind. So you fucking go out in the morning, you take your little walk to whatever, Dwayne Reed, Walgreens, and you buy that shit, and it's $56. I should have had you guess, dude. $56. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I mean, no question, it was worth it. But I'm just saying, because fuck babies. But it's just. It's just too much, dude.
Were there more pills in it or something that it's like
it
times more?
They didn't give me some kind of like testosterone boost. There was no extra benefits. It was literally just the same thing that Amazon has, except $50 more. So that's sick.
So why did you need them?
Well, I think you can kind of insinuate that. Look,
you're a virgin, right?
everyone has their vices, okay? I know a doctor who drinks 2 Diet Cokes every single day without fail, and he knows that's bad for him. You know what I mean? That is not good.
That's probably worse than
Speaking of that, we're going to talk
yeah.
about artificial sweeteners after this. But he does that every day, even though it's bad for him. And mine, I don't drink Diet Cokes. I, fuck without condoms on. So there's that.
At least the girl is happy that you're supplying the Plan B pills.
Yeah,
I
try to pay for that. I feel like it's my own fault, if that goes down.
Yeah.
So
you're having more fun than you should. So you gotta have some drawbacks.
But yeah, speaking of Diet Coke, there's we have a new current event. The CNN article is from CNN Health. Alternative sweeteners in your drinks can help with weight and diabetes risk, study says. And this sounds kind of obvious, but there's the classic trope of like artificial sweeteners are not can like cause cancer and stuff, which at the end of the day we still
Really?
don't
I've never
fully
heard
know.
that.
Yeah, there's been studies, but various things happen with artificial sweeteners where it's not absorbed the same way that normal sugar is. So when you have something like stevia or aspartame, I think aspartame is in Diet Coke, and other things, neotame, saccharin, whatever. They aren't absorbed in your body the same way sugar is. So they just like kind of travels through your body, and then it just gets pooped out. So that's the general mechanism. Anyway.
That's good.
Maybe there's other ones.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But fun fact, Americans eat about 60 pounds of sugar annually on average. And almost half of that comes from drinks, according to the American Heart Association. Some people...
That's so gross, too.
That's so fucking gross.
I don't understand how people can have those sugary drinks. Like, if you drink water for a while, it overloads you.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you just go back to water, if you just do only water, no sugary drinks, you can have coffee and shit, whatever. But no sugary drinks for, I'm going to say a month, 2 months. Once you're going to like have that like Coke again or whatever, and you'd be like, yo, this shit is sweet as fuck. Like it is too much. Because I've done that and I felt the same way.
People detox from like having those sugary drinks and they have cravings, dude. It's insane.
That is a huge issue I've seen. I mean, like parents, especially, I mean, I'm in the Bronx right now. Like you see them like in the hood, they give their kids juice, that's like the go-to.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, it's literally sugar water, it's packed with sugar. And they just don't know. So it's, it's not on them really, but it's
I had
not
some,
good.
I had some kids come in
not good
2 days ago, and there was 2 kids, and they both had Capri Suns with them. Like, just give them
Bro,
water.
I used to
like
crush Capri Suns, bro.
Those are so disgusting. I hated them.
Really? Oh,
Maybe I had the wrong flavor, because there's 2 types. There's ones with the artificial sweeteners, and there's one with like regular sweetener.
Oh, I have no idea.
And
but
I
the they taste like like shitty wine coolers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're disgusting. They're
not good
them.
now. I mean, they used to be good to me. But okay, yeah. So it is in a meta-analysis, which is always good. That's like where they combine tons of studies and like pull that out of it. Researchers found replacing sugar sweetened beverages with low or no calorie sweetened beverages was associated with small reductions of weight and cardiometabolic risk factors.
Whoa.
The study said. So yeah, I mean that's
words.
good. So bottom line, yeah, drink artificial sweeteners as much as physically possible.
I got a similar study, and I think they're like missing the point. Honestly, it's
Wait. I have one more point before you go on.
Go ahead.
I just want to like clarify that this doesn't like account for long-term side effects. So there's been other studies that have said, like clot-based strokes can happen from heart attacks, like early death in women over 50, and from like a 2019 study. So it's better for your like whatever you retain less sugar, which is good, but just keep in mind that it's not the full picture. We don't know everything yet. I mean, this shit could cause increased cancer or something, so we don't fully know. But
I think like people
it's
forget
good
that
news,
things are in isolation.
Yeah,
Like this is testing one specific thing.
yeah,
Like sugar versus artificial sugar. Like how does it affect your, what was it?
Yeah, your weights, and
Cardiovascular health.
cardiometabolic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so everything else, like, it doesn't test. So people might get the impression that it's, one's obviously superior, but it's only like one little point in the picture.
Right. And like next year, there could easily, tomorrow, there could be a study that comes out saying, our stevia increases your chance of cancer risk by 1%, which is massive. You know what I mean? So you just don't fully know the full picture, and so you just got to kind of keep everything in mind. But it's good news for the stevia front in this case. So there's that. So go ahead.
So
what was
there was this article that's like asking about weekly food that you could add to your diet to make it better. And I think like both your study and like my study are missing like a big point, but this one says, upgrade your breakfast by making it protein rich. So like, have oats with like fruits and stuff, makes sense. Or like have egg whites, Greek yogurt, whatever, spinach omelet. Second one, add vegetable to like lunch or dinner. Great. Makes sense. The next one is add 2 fruits each day. Take a tea break, cut your portions in half. And, a lot of this is focusing on you need to like cook, but I think they missed that. Like a lot of people don't have time to cook, and they have like busy lives and families, and like they're working all day. So how are they going to have time to like prepare breakfast? It's way easier just to go to Dunkin' and get a donut and a coffee rather than doing this. And same thing, like, sure, it might be easier or better to use like artificial sweeteners, but when you go to Dunkin' to get your coffee, are they going to have artificial sweetener? Like, are you going to remember to do it? Like when they're drinking their Coke because they like, want to drink in the middle of the day, they don't have the option sometimes to do that. So I think like it's missing the main point, which is like people don't have time or like the budget to make these like substitutions or like additions. Like it's much more expensive to like make a healthy breakfast than it is like, just picking something up quickly or like whatever,
Are you saying that there's underlying problems in our society that go beneath the tip of the iceberg that we're looking at?
I guess that is, what I'm saying. I don't want to say anything controversial, but I guess,
everything we say on this podcast,
sense.
we both mean and don't mean at the same time, and we can't be held responsible for any words or sounds we use.
If anyone gets offended, I didn't mean it the way you think I did.
I meant it the other way.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's, I think like, CNN, all these articles are so tone deaf, it just makes me angry that like you're addressing these things when like 60% of people in America live like paycheck to paycheck. Like these things they're not going to read CNN, first of all, but secondly, like if they do, these things are like out of their reach at the moment.
Well, I mean, it's like the people who need it most aren't going to hear it. The woman who's giving juice to her child every single day when they really should just be drinking water, she's just not going to be reading this CNN article. And even if she did, what the fuck's she going to do? Leave her job early for lunch so she can cook a vegetable type meal? Like, it just doesn't happen. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the answer to it, but I mean, the bottom line is the article is correct. Like, eat more fruits and vegetables.
It makes sense. If you're wealthy and you're overweight, these are things you can do.
Yeah.
But if you're poor and overweight, good luck. You know, basically.
I mean, and there's things that they could do to their lives. The poor people that we're so in touch with. That
I think we are. Honestly, I think we're in touch with like the lower income people. Like that's all I see at the hospital.
I mean, I am kidding, but we do see that a lot, and we're not exactly. I mean, I feel like we're like middle class, but I mean, we have to chill out on our money usage, before residency and during it. So it's not like we're that out of touch. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, Let me tell you
about 2 of the stories that I saw. All right.
Okay, tell me.
At the clinic. This first one was like this lady came in. She looked like a potato, bro.
Wait. So she looked starchy, or what are we?
She looked like the physical appearance of a potato. She was a circle.
Looked the physical appearance of the potato. So she had like the little like brown dimples and stuff throughout, and she was like oval shaped. Is that what I'm getting from this?
She was very oval shaped, and So she waddles in, right? She was
If you
literally
put her in a
waddling.
deep fryer, would she be like a crunchy, and then you salted her, it would be like a delicious
Bro, the
crunch?
deep fry would not get through her skin. Like her
Oh,
skin was
no.
so freaking thick. You would
Oh,
have
it's that
raw
thick
on the
potato
inside.
skin. All right. Okay, continue.
Her BMI was 64, if you can picture it, and she's like 31 or something, and she keeps saying like, I work, I don't have time for anything. She's coming in because she's like, getting bariatric surgery soon, and so she has to like keep up with her doctor's appointments. She's been working out. She says yeah, but she hasn't. She keeps saying how she's working and she's so busy, and her commute is an hour and a half one way. So not that like it's bad, but I'm like, you obviously don't have time to work if you're commuting an hour and a half every day, all one way. And she was telling us about her complaints. She's like, yeah, I haven't been taking my blood pressure medication. My thiazides are causing back pain. And the attending is like, are you
Not a
sure?
thing.
Like, is that it? And she's like, yeah, I stopped taking them. Back pain got better. She's like, well, it's not like a listed side effect, and it's been used probably like 1 billion times.
One of the most used medications.
Probably more, probably like 1 trillion times, because you take it like daily. And she's like, yeah, I just don't know how to explain it. And so we switched her to another medication, which was like already annoying. Because I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, it obviously doesn't cause back pain. It's just something in her head.
That's the thing
That
about
sounds
family
mean.
practice, though, is you have to you are people pleasers. I mean, like to put it short, like you're trying to make the person feel good and also take care of their health. So I mean, if they have a complaint that doesn't make any sense at all and is not based in reality, you have to listen to it and adjust for it, because or reassure them like strongly that is not the case, and so you can keep them on it. But I mean, if you could just switch, then all right, fine, fuck it, we'll just go to a different diuretic or something. But another question though, can't diuretics like do something to cause kidney pain? I mean, isn't that possible?
I don't know. Maybe she could have like kidney stones. They could cause that.
Yeah.
But back pain isn't really, because she
Yeah,
was
it's
reporting
from,
it.
like-
We did a physical exam. It was like on her spine, and we're like, this is not possible. Like,
Okay, yeah, that's not.
But
the
her
case.
other thing was she has like a rash. She has a rash in her ear. She was using steroids. She's like, the rash is all cleared up, but she's like, there's also a rash in my butt. It's getting better with steroids, but now it's getting worse and it's not responding to steroids. And so the doctor was like, all right, we need to take a look. And she's like, is it okay if the medical student stays? And she's like, absolutely not. I was like, all right, it's fine. I don't want to see your ass anyway.
Oh, I thought for a moment that the patient asked if it's okay if the medical student stays.
Oh.
I'm like, why does she want you to stay?
She wants me to learn, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Is it okay? Like, please, I want him to see this rash in my butthole.
Yeah. And, she's like, no, he can't stay. So I was like, it's fine. I'll leave the room. It doesn't matter to me.
And she's like, no, please, I insist. Stay, please, please, please.
The doctor's like, are you sure? This is a teaching
Like, I'm
hospital,
really
so he
busy.
needs
I
to see.
have to go. I really have to go. No. Look at my fucking rash.
And so I left the room, and the attending calls me back after 5 minutes when the patient leaves. And she's like, yeah, so the rash on her butt, there was a lot of feces on it. So it was just not healing because it had constant irritation and bacteria. And we just like, the only treatment was to like clean better, basically.
Oh my god. Anal rash secondary to wiping poorly? Is that
Yeah,
what we're
dude.
going with? Jesus
It's-
Christ.
Honestly, and it must have been for a while because like it was getting worse for like 2 weeks, she said.
So the doc came out and said there was a lot of feces on it.
Yeah. And
is
I was
disgusting.
like, well, she's like, yeah, so I basically just told her like clean better and, dry everything before you put the cream on and it should get better. But
This was
such
the
an
potato.
awkward conversation.
This was the potato lady. Maybe she just
Yeah,
like
potato
couldn't reach
lady.
around all the way.
I'm guaranteeing you that that's the case because
Okay.
she was so fucking big, bro. Like her BMI 64. I think like it's hard to imagine, but she literally looked like, the girl
Damn.
from like
You get those heavy
Willy
patients,
Wonka.
huh?
Everyone that comes in is overweight. And then
Yeah.
this other girl in the clinic embarrassed me in front of the doctor. It was so annoying.
Hey, good job. Well done.
She didn't talk to
Yeah,
me. Just wanted to use that.
of course.
I was, I was just in the back, standing, and she was like talking about her ovary problems. It was like a small thing. She just had a cyst. and she tells the doctor her story, and the doctor does a physical exam, and when she's sitting on the chair or like the the table or whatever, she's like, looks at me and she's like, do you want to do anything? Do you want to come examine me? I was like, no, I think
That's
I'm
kinda
okay.
That's the
She didn't
start
have
of a
any-
porn.
She didn't have any issues, so I was like, it makes me seem like, I don't want to do anything. And then at the end of the thing, after she finished explaining everything, the doctor was writing her note, and she turns to me and she's like, so do you have any questions for me? And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to ask you that like you can answer to me? And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I know this stuff. And she like asked me, so, are you just starting? And I was like, what the fuck is with this girl? Like, she just wants to make me seem like, I'm not interested or whatever. But I was like, no, like, this is my last month of my last
I don't
year.
think that's what
like,
she was trying to do, even if it was coming
I don't
off that
think
way.
it is, but like, that's the way it came
Maybe
off.
she
And
thought
it was
you were
so
cute.
annoying. I was wearing a mask, so I don't know how she would.
That makes people look better.
But it just made me seem like I wasn't interested at all, and I was so annoyed because I'm like, why are you like doing this to me for the doc?
I think you're looking at it the wrong way, man.
I know, but that's the way like it seemed in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just frustrating.
Well, I'm happy she did. So I'm in the oh wait. I gotta bring this up. I saw on Twitter, and I'm curious what your opinion is.
You're on Twitter?
Yeah, so I am. I follow like various medical accounts, and I'm like, how are like medical people popular on Twitter? Like, well, I'm curious like what they post and stuff. And a lot of it's like kind of dumb. A lot of it's like
Influencers.
like everything's virtue signaling at some point, but like a lot of it's like very whatever virtue signaling. Anyway, so one thing that's been going around is people buying Narcan or like naloxone, and, like regular people, and just having it on them at all times, just in case there's like someone overdosing on heroin. You give Narcan right away, so it makes it so they can breathe again, essentially. What do you think about that? Would you carry Narcan on you at all times?
That's so fucking stupid.
Why? What if someone dropped right in front of you and from rocking some heroin?
All right, well, I think something more likely in my circle is to have like an anaphylactic reaction or something. And I've never even seen that, so I don't know how like I would have to see someone overdosing in heroin that like I'd have naloxone that I could give them.
That's a very good point. Yeah, why would you have Narcan on you when you could have a fucking EpiPen? Yeah, like
then
some
by
type
those
of
standards,
adrenaline.
get the EpiPen, get whatever
You should just always have an adrenaline pen on you at all times.
Yeah, or like someone's having a fucking MI, bro. What are you gonna do? You should at least learn CPR in that case, that you can give them compressions or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
So was
probably
this
a
like
lot of things to do before you start having Narcan on you.
Unless I get it if you like work at a fucking safe injection site or something where like people are
Sure.
overdosing,
Yeah,
but
where
then
it's
they should
very
have
likely.
those.
Yeah.
Or like, you're walking home in like a bad part of town and people are overdosing or whatever, then like I guess it makes sense, but even then it's just like I don't know, man. It's just a weird thing to like put on Twitter, honestly.
I thought so too. Yeah, I thought it was a little weird too. And again, like, I don't know. And everyone virtue signals all the time, and we do it fucking too. But it's just like, I think you only have Narcan on you because you want to just be seen a certain way, And then you post it on Twitter. Like, I don't know. I'm just not.
You
I'm not
drop your
fully-
purse and the Narcan rolls out. It's like, oops, sorry. This is actually naloxone. I use it if people are overdosing.
Yeah. And the servers, the waiter's like, okay, would you like ice in your drink?
Yeah, all my friends are heroin addicts. So I need this.
Yeah.
So
I'm
weird.
overdosing right now. Can I please use your naloxone? Oh, thank you. Please pass the Narcan. Oh, thank you very much.
But is this person a doctor or just like a
No,
a
I think it was
regular
just
person?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the person was who had posted that. I think maybe like a tech or something. But yeah, I don't know.
I think
it seems a
this
bit
person
much. I like
should lose
it.
their
I
medical license.
Okay,
If they
explain.
have it. If they have a medical license, it needs to be gone, dude.
I think that's a bit far. I think that's a bit
That's,
far.
I think the most cringe thing is like medfluencers. If you've come across those on
I've
your
seen
Twitter
that, yeah.
searches.
And that's some of the people that I'm like following, yeah.
Why do you follow influencers?
Because, and it's so, I mean, it's cringy that I'm like, I feel like I have to follow this person so I could see like what they're posting, because they're like, they're popular. Like I need to see what makes people popular, and so, and like some of it's so cringy and it's tough.
There's a lot at SGU. Like, I don't know if you follow SGU on Twitter, but
I
on their
don't.
Instagram, they keep reposting people. Like, it's always girls, you know, and it's always a stack of 8 books, their laptop, they're taking notes. Everything's color coded. They have their color pencils out, you know, and it says 8-hour study session coming up. And it's just so annoying because, you know, the people that are quiet and do their work are the ones who are actually doing well.
Right.
Like, I don't know anyone who's like actually crushing it who posts that shit. And
There's
it just
this thing
makes
that
me so
happens.
angry.
There's this thing that happens in the NFL where, you know, every once in a while they'll mic somebody up, right, so that you can hear them the whole game, and then they take clips from it later. Well, apparently NFL players are like, look, you mic up certain players, and they're like the loudest dudes, you know, in pre-game, mid-game, and you're like, you don't say anything ever. Like, why are you just like, no one's listening to you because you know, like, you're not our leader, you know. But yeah, you know, people just perform. So yeah, that's
It's
funny.
just,
And
that's
then-
what it is, man. It's a performance, and it's
Yeah.
It's to show like a certain image of themselves, but that's not the thing. You know, if you're not having breakdowns in like, you know, med school and questioning yourself, then
If you don't question your existence, then you're not doing it right. If you don't hate yourself and feel guilty whenever you're not putting in effort, you shouldn't be there. You don't feel it's not right.
Yeah, I hated it. I see it all the time, and it just makes me angry every time.
But yeah, so I've seen that, but I don't know. Phone, wallet, keys, Narcan. Maybe that's the move. But here's the thing: no one's gonna post like, "Oh my God, I got my CPR certification." Like it just, or if they do, it doesn't become a popular thing, you know, or no one gives a shit. But
it's just weird, you know?
It's very important, you know.
There's
like, that's
no need
great.
to flex any of this. You know, what's the flex? I don't understand it.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, maybe what if some good comes out of it? What if
Sure,
it comes
but
trending on Twitter to get your CPR certification because some high profile person, you know, needed CPR and then someone saved them? Like, that's not necessarily bad, right?
People are not paying the $200 to get CPR certified. Or whatever it is. I think it's 200, but it might be like 1,000.
Here's the thing, though. I think that if good things happen for bad reasons, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Like if like influencers all fucking get on this train of getting $200 CPR certified and, you know, do this class for fucking a month, like I don't. I'm just for like
That's
more
good,
followers and stuff.
That's
fuck
great.
it. Like
do it, and like Instagram it. Sure, like I don't care. As long as it's something like that, but like Narcan just seems so stupid. Like you're not gonna
it's a
know
bit
what an
much.
opioid
I mean, how many
even looks like.
Yeah, how many people have you seen fucking OD in front of you? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. And can't you just call an ambulance and they just bring the Narcan? I guess it's a fine window that you have to hit, but I don't know, man. It does seem a bit much. I fuck it though. Like at the end of the day, if you're just doing it to help, I don't know, why not? But there's probably other things you're not doing that you could be doing first before you start.
Just donate, you know.
Having
donate your
Narcan.
money to the fucking first responders or something.
Yeah,
They
or just
could do
to
better.
Important organizations. Yeah, that's very true.
Buy that Narcan and give it to like some fucking firefighters or something.
Give the money to an organization that starts supplying Narcan in like first aid kits, you know, or something like that. Like that's
or
probably
a safe
more
injection site or something. I don't know if those exist.
Exactly. Yeah. No, they for sure do. But exactly. There's better ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was funny. You got any other stories or anything?
Yeah, you know, I was gonna tell you about this great opportunity I saw for you.
Volunteer opportunity.
Yeah. So, also I gotta talk
Sell
about
me.
soap because it's so fucking dumb what SGU did.
Okay.
But you know, a lot of people with this war going on are going to volunteer. They're going to Poland and Ukraine
about it
and
for a second.
providing support on the front. You did. It's
My
crossed
mom
your
was
mind.
like, absolutely fucking not.
I wanted to do it last night too, and I was like, you know what? I got a couple months off. Maybe I'll go. But I was like, oh wait, my parents wouldn't let me, and they're not wrong.
Yeah,
But
it's probably.
a lot of people are going to help out, and especially with you, you have a lot of skills. You could go over there, provide medical care, motivational speeches, whatever. Tell people you just need to fucking go for it.
You need to work 7 days a week. You need to fucking hate yourself, and you need to go all in. No sleep.
No masturbation.
No masturbation. Yeah. I should make like a fucking 10 commandments. Number 2 is no masturbation.
That's what you told me back at SGU, and I think
right.
it's great advice. Honestly, that should be the unsolicited advice for this episode.
Okay, we'll try. That.
So I think what would be good for you is going there, volunteering, giving your expertise in like medical care, giving like first aid to like the Russian brethren over there. Keep them healthy so they can take over Ukraine.
Yeah, I think it's less heroic and intense than you're portraying it, but yeah, I would probably go over there and do like small things like, hang IV line, put in IVs or like hang fucking saline and shit. But yeah, no, I mean it's dope that people would go over there in danger, like in a zone of immense danger. So that's
Russians are having
cool.
a lot of casualties, bro. Someone's got to be there to like help them out.
Yeah.
I don't think you got the joke, which is you're going to be helping the Russian side, not the Ukrainian side.
No, I don't, I'm like, what?
You didn't mention it.
I mean, I half got it, but I'm like, I don't quite. It's not quite hitting.
No, oh my god, bro. The Ukrainians got enough help. We need to help the Russians.
I mean, here's the thing though. Like, it's not a bad thing. They need help too. Like, there's people dying. It's not like I don't know if we should decide who gets help and who doesn't.
Every Russian life you save will help end 10 Ukrainian lives. And that's ultimately what we
I don't think that's the math. I think you just save
That's-
someone from dying.
That's what
They're
we
not
going to
return to the front lines and just start fucking gunning kids down again.
First thing, you do CPR, they come back, you achieve ROSC, they get up,
He, like,
get their
pops up,
gun,
he's like-
and run in.
Hyper aware because he's like full of adrenaline. He just grabs a gun and just starts shooting Ukrainian kids.
He runs into Kiev, executes Zelensky. Game
Damn,
over.
bro. And that was all because of me.
Yeah, you helped
My
win the
medical
war.
care helped
But,
win
like,
the war
ending-
for Russia.
If you win the war for Russia, then the war ends and you're saving more lives than you lost.
I don't know. I think that guy would just become a martyr then, and then they would like fucking go even harder. But
That guy's the SEAL Team 6 for Russia. You know, the SEAL team that like killed Bin Laden.
yeah,
He'll
he
be
himself
Russia's
is the
hero.
SEAL Team 6. Oh,
He'll be
well,
Russia's hero. Russia's version of that.
Is Bin Laden like a martyr? He's in martyrdom.
No, but like, the guy, the SEAL Team
president?
6 guy that shot Bin Laden is like a celebrity now.
Oh,
you know?
okay, yeah.
This
I
thing
get
was
what you're saying.
released.
Yeah, but I think it's a little different. In this case, he has to die. He doesn't like
No, he doesn't die, bro.
become
He
a
makes it
heroic
out.
from shooting him. Yeah. Oh, he makes it out. Okay.
Yeah.
He just gets shot.
Exactly.
Okay.
Man, let me tell
a
you what
terrible
happened with
story.
Soap.
Okay,
I
tell
was
me about
really
Soap.
annoyed. I was
Soap
really
is
annoyed.
soap is what happens after you do the match. So there's this whole fucking match algorithm where you apply, all this shit happens, and then soap happens for the people who fucking didn't get in somewhere. But they try to scramble for programs, and programs scramble for what's left of the kids.
Yeah, it's basically like 3 days of like rapid interviews, and you have 45 places you can apply to. They'll interview, and someone will.
And
offer
everyone's
you
in a
this 3
panic
rounds.
state because
Yeah,
they're trying to
exactly.
find a program. There's like 30 spots left in internal medicine, and you're like, oh my god, I literally will have nothing to do for the next year if I don't fucking get in. And I, this is my profession that I want to do. So
Yeah, and I told you like the other day, 200 plus spots for EM, which is unheard
is
of
crazy,
because
yeah.
before there was like 10, 20 spots like every other year. And everyone knew this was going to happen because it's another year of virtual interviews. Last year was like a record unmatched year. This year there was over 2,000 positions unfilled. That's crazy in everything. Like
yeah, that's crazy.
that's a lot of spots, and I feel like people from SGU have a good shot at getting these positions. More than if you don't get a U.S. medical graduate or a U.S. DO, you would go to US IMG next thing. just based on like, if you want someone who knows the culture and they're gonna like know the hospitals. So I feel like they have a good shot. And SU didn't tell us about it because, obviously odds of getting in are low. And the only reason I can think that they would do that is like, ignore this, is that they don't want their match rate to go down. Because obviously if you're not going through the match, you don't have any interviews, you have to only rely on soap. Your odds are not as good. But this year they were better than most. And for someone like you, who's like, finished same time as me, your steps is done. All you had to do was pay $100 and you could apply to 45 programs. And, with your improvement in step 2, a lot of programs will want you, and like you have letters and everything, just they're not ready to go, but you could get them ready to go if you knew about it. But it was so weird that SU like didn't tell us, and they find that it's more important to keep their match rate high rather
Dude, that's
than
the thing.
like,
They care about
helping their
a
grads.
few statistics, and if they hit those stats super high, then they'll keep kids coming into their school, and then that's all they care about. I mean, they don't care if every single student matched into family medicine, which is essentially the lowest tier. There's also great, very smart family medicine doctors. That's not what I'm saying, but it's essentially the lowest tier. It's the easiest tier to get into, and that's all they care about is getting people matched into residency and doing it with that stat. Their match rate is huge to them, so they don't give a shit whether you want radiology or not. In fact, they wish you didn't. They wish you just wanted to be a family medicine doctor.
Yeah. Honestly, they want everyone to go for IM and FM.
Yeah,
just so
like,
they have the highest
you have
odds.
other thoughts and dreams? Yeah, we don't care. We don't want that at all. In fact, you shouldn't do that. They actively advise you against doing the thing that you want to do.
But then,
Which
like,
is fucking
if someone breaks the mold and goes into like dermatology or something, which is like super competitive,
right?
Like they'll put them on a pedestal.
They'll tout
go,
him.
hey.
That's their fucking hero. Yeah, like look at this guy. He got into derm.
We did everything we could to
We did
dissuade
everything
them,
we could. Yeah.
They still did it, and now look at them.
We threatened to
like-
kill their family if they applied to dermatology, and yet they got it.
Who do you think?
I mean,
you
we
are
helped them
going
along the way.
against us?
We gave them all the resources available.
It's ridiculous, man. And even the advisors telling like D not to apply this year, and this guy got more interviews than I did. You know, and that's
They really told him not to apply. I mean, he got like 80 interviews.
I know, it
That's
was
fucking
crazy. I don't think they know what they're talking about, honestly. Like,
they must not, right?
What's best for us, I don't think they do what's best for us. They do what's best for them.
Yeah, if it's close at all, I think they just tell you to wait till next year and boost your shit up.
Yeah.
'Cause they don't care about a year of your life. They just want their match rate up.
Yeah. For FM especially, I think it was like, to the people that match, like, I was looking at it was completely different, honestly, from like what I had known about. I was looking on like some resources, and people were saying, I failed step 1, and then, I didn't do that well in step 2, and I'm doing surgery now, and I'm an IMG,
Yeah,
it's so variable. Like, I think there's no absolutes of like what's a good candidate.
Yeah, they're trying to like standardize it, and it's really difficult to do. But I mean, that's what organizations do once they become, very big, is they fucking try to get like all right, let's get this person to X and Y, and if we get them there, then we should tell them to do it. If not, then they shouldn't do it. But that's not how it works. So.
Yeah, they just like, even when I was like looking for schools, my dad was like, okay, apply to SGU because they have really good match stats. And, I believed him, but there's all this information underneath that they don't tell you.
I knew it, dude. I knew when I applied, I'm like, I know that these stats are like half bullshit,
Too good to be
but
true.
what am I going to do? Like, I don't really have other options. And what am I going to do? Apply to AUC instead because they, there's no way. I mean, place is more prominent. Like, there's just no reason not to go here instead. So
imagine if it was like, what percentage of your entering class matched? That's the stat that I want to know. That's more realistic.
Oh yeah, dude, that's huge for sure.
Didn't John Madden say like, only 65% of you will match in like our first year or first
term. It's so funny. They wait until you're like a year in, and then they go, just so you know, only 65% of you are gonna fucking make this shit.
It's the majority, but it's not by that much.
And then you continue on with that. How many of you are gonna make it without delaying? Oh, it drops a bunch. How many of you are gonna make it without major adversity along the way, or other things getting in the way, or having to do multiple research years, or like having to apply multiple times, I mean, the stat drops even more. So it's crazy.
He even says like that propaganda that they put out is first time application match rate for people who applied that cycle. Like,
yeah, he straight up says like it's bullshit propaganda. Like he tells you, you're like,
he's
oh
like,
my
don't believe
God.
the propaganda the school gives out. 65% of you in this room are gonna match, and it's just crazy.
That is crazy, bro.
So
I mean, like if you think that in the case of like 65% of you will be alive next year or something, you look around you, you're like, the person next to me is gonna fucking die. That's
it's
crazy.
just as bad, man. What do you think is
Or I
worse,
will.
like dying or having $200,000 of debt and not having a medical degree
nothing
to pay
to
it
show
off?
for it? Yeah, dude. And it might be more. I mean, it'll likely be more than 200,000. But
Well, mine's 400,000 now, but
yeah, yeah.
I'm like all the way through, so it's different for me. But if you drop
Right.
halfway, I'd say it's 200. You know, it was funny. There was a guy who was posting, and he was a U.S. medical graduate, had 265 and 274 on his step 1 and step 2.
That's huge.
So,
I
like-
mean, it's some of the best scores you can possibly have.
Yeah, 95th percentile on both, probably higher. And he said, I had 18 interviews into plastic surgery. I did a year of plastic surgery research, and I didn't get in anywhere.
Holy shit! He didn't. Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And, you know, I've seen a lot of stories like this where people had like an unreal number of interviews and like, you know, there's nothing wrong with them. What do you think it could be?
Probably had something in his teeth. For the
I think
interview.
they've got to be like that bottom 30%. I think a lot of people don't realize that like there's something fucking wrong with you.
I think some
you
people
know?
just have really shitty personalities, yeah, and it just comes off horribly in interviews, and as it should. I mean, you have a shitty personality, and it just some of it's luck of the draw, you know. Like I'm extremely, extremely charismatic, so
Yeah, sure.
that's and just luck of the draw. Like God favored
Top
me,
1%.
you know? But it's also can be, it really can be done over time. Like I didn't get this way. Rome wasn't built overnight. You know what I mean? And neither was Dr. Trevor. I mean, okay, joking aside, you can build charisma. Like you can improve your personality to be more likable or more relatable and stuff. And there's like tons of shit online that you can go to do that. So yeah, definitely look into that if you're one of these bottom 30%. Because there's definitely things you can do, and you really should do it. It's good for your life in general. Like going into sales and shit like that. I mean, you're just going to be more likable, have a better personality if you're like critically evaluating yourself. So that's huge.
But medicine,
it's such a
at the
huge
end of the
aspect
day,
of life.
like it's a business. Like not for you because you know they don't get a choice. But like if you're a family physician or something, like they're gonna go to someone that they like, and if it's someone that you know sucks with people and is like very aggressive, like that optometrist at the old hospital.
Yeah.
that was
oh
like
my
really
god,
fucking
dude.
shitty.
Oh my god, what a bitch. Oh my god. Yeah.
So much attitude. I'd never go to her. But if it's something like that, like people are not going to want to go to you. So I don't know, like
I think there's more to it too. I think there's also I mean, like in dating, they're looking for major red flags. Like, holy shit, like this guy is so unprofessional. It's almost as if he has like a podcast called Unprofessional.
Exactly.
Like, there's a lot of red
He's
flags
worse than
here.
us.
Like this person could cause like a major incident, you know, one day. You know, we just
Yeah.
don't want him here. Whether it's, you know, the case or not, it doesn't matter, but that's how you came off. So, yeah, it's important.
you know, it's funny that like we have this interview and even then so many fucking weirdos get through. Like all out of the residents that we had at the old hospital, like how many of them do you think like are weird and like should not have matched? I think like probably 20-30% of them.
So many, man. It is crazy. There's so many. God, it's honestly terrifying too for some of it. Like, I was talking with your ex actually, very sensually. It was like really, yeah, it was like a lot. It was hot and heavy.
There was a connection there.
Yeah, major connection. And no, we were talking about how we were just talking about various people in our class that we did clinical rotations with that you know as well. the guy that walks like this and is super anxious, and
Why can't we say his name, bro? We should be able to say his
I think we've dropped it before, but and then there's the girl that's like she's Muslim, and then it's like talks like all the time, and she's like always talking about fucking studying and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, we're just talking. Or like the almost like sociopathic dude who nobody likes and is
in surgery
does 100 research. Did he get into surgery?
No, I don't know if he did, but I'm talking about like the guy
he was trying to do it. Yeah. But anyway, we were just talking about like, are those people going to be good doctors or not? And like, I don't know, but some of it is terrifying. Like the girl, like I don't know. There's something she's gonna fuck up at some point because she just is so anxious and stuff all the time. And then the nervous guy or whatever, he's gonna have some oversights. He's gonna totally miss some shit, or he's gonna like do things in a really weird way. Maybe he'll do something super inappropriate. Like I can see all of that. So is the girl will do something inappropriate too. So it like almost guaranteed. And so it's crazy that they might be doctors one day, and they even probably will. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I think I can see them being doctors. I just don't see them being good people. Like I think there's a distinction.
Yeah,
you can do your job, but you're gonna have some fucking.
I guess, yeah,
problems
that's true.
At home,
I guess, but here's the thing: they might have issues in the office too, but maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say.
No, I'm sure they will. Like honestly, you could be the best doctor and you get sued, and like being a fucking shitty doctor and getting sued,
you're gonna get sued a lot.
Yeah. I see it happening. But if it was up to me, I would reject them, honestly.
A million times out of a million. There's no fucking way I would let them into whatever program I'm in. There's no way.
Yeah.
And I would see it. It's pretty obvious. You see some shit in the first like minute you meet somebody. Hell, in the first like 10 seconds, and you should listen to that. There's a lot to be gained from your first impression at like a subconscious level, and you really should listen to it. If any of them
match with me, I'm gonna go to the PD and tell them to fucking kick him out right now.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that,
it's
but
him
I'm gonna
or me.
Yeah. And in fact, I'm down for a fight to the death if that's what you want it to go to. I will do that for you. No, yeah, it's terrifying, honestly.
Yeah.
And I hope that I'm gonna be wary for anyone who's in my family. I'm going to make sure like that they have a good doctor, or like that they're doing reasonable shit, because shit is missed. Not everything is good. Not all doctors are good people, and not all of them do their job well. So
just one other thing.
The way it is.
Someone posted on Instagram that they matched, and this person had terrible board scores, didn't study at all during school, always partied, this person, and gave minimal effort, and that person's going to be a doctor. Family medicine,
Is this Chicken Legs? Who's this?
I don't think we had a nickname for this person.
Chicken Legs. Tell me after.
Yeah. But the stakes are low since it's family medicine. Obviously, if you don't know, and most of the time you don't, you can just refer them somewhere else. But that person is going to be a doctor, which blows my mind.
It's crazy because what if they miss I put in the wrong diabetes medication or something, and the person becomes hypoglycemic and dies. That stuff can happen. So
and that I think only flies in the U.S. just because it's different. You can go to a specialist if you need to, but in Canada it's different. The first line is family physician. You need a referral from a family physician to go to a specialist. Most of the time they handle it on their own. Even for imaging, you have to go to a specialist. So you have to properly diagnose these things. I think the stakes are much higher.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Sorry, I cut you off.
We'll end it with one quote that I have. We weren't able to do unsolicited advice. We should do an unsolicited. We could do a whole fucking podcast on not jacking off, honestly. But so quote of the day is: you can tell when there is an honest person amongst you. It is like there is a smelly goat in the room. By Marcus Aurelius. So the point of that one is when someone is completely sincere, to the core, and is an honest person, not honest in the wrong way where they're just always saying the honest thing at all times, because that's too much. There's a point where it's too much. But when someone's genuinely honest and sincere, you can feel it. Like, this is a sincere person, this is an honest person. You feel it pretty quick. And and I guess his analogy is, it's like there's a smelly goat in the room. Like, you fucking know it's there, even if you're not even looking at it. Like, you can feel it, you can smell it. It's like everyone can feel it, you know. So I think it's one of those what is it called when it's like people don't value it enough? It's undervalued.
That works.
Because people can sense it more than you think when you're just completely sincere. Because I think, like, at this day and age, it's more like everyone's lying or playing a character, which a lot of it is. But when you do come across that person that's like a totally sincere person, just wants to get the job done, wants to do this and that, and not for like, even if it's for selfish reasons, okay, fine. You feel that they're sincere about it, though. You know, they're honest about it, and yeah, I think it's significant.
I think I would say the opposite. Like, I think it's easier to find someone who's, you know, not sincere, not honest in a room, you know, because eventually things catch up to people. Like, I don't know, like, that
I
doesn't
agree.
Really
I think
relate to me
I think it's less about the non-sincere person than it is the sincere person. Sure, it's also just as smelly when there's a non-sincere person or someone who's, you know, whatever, like the sociopathic type dude that we know. But I think the point here is you can also tell when someone's like to the core, like a sincere person, you know, after I think that's important. Like, yeah, it may be even more smelly when it's a person who's insincere, but you can still smell that fucking goat in the room that's honest to the core. Like, I think like
when you first meet someone, I think it's easier to tell if someone's honest than if they're not honest. You know, you can talk to someone and be like, all right, this person is an honest person, but it's harder to say, all right, this person's a liar. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying too. But
all right, so we're on the same page.
What the fuck, bro? I guess we're on the goddamn same page.
What the fuck were you even talking about?
Asshole. What is this podcast again? All right. I'll start rocking the outro music with a fade in.
And I'm gonna be coughing all day after this.
Why?
Because like my
cocks.
I'm sick.
Throat.
I'm sick, and this really worked my throat. Honestly, basically that's what you did to me.
I worked your throat today.
Yeah, my throat has been worked.
I'm glad I could help.
All the way to the back, down in the neck.
All right, bro.
Reach.
Peace.
Peace.